Okay.
Where are you going?
Okay, I think we'll give it another 30 seconds and then we can start the ceremony. Okay, I think we can get ahead and get started. So, welcome to the 2026 Math and AI for Girls Award Ceremony. To the contestants, we congratulate you on entering this competition, and we are so excited that you're here today. Now, please turn on your cameras. We would love to see your faces. And now, sit tight. We have a fun and interactive award ceremony planned for today. So first, I'll introduce myself real quick, and then Angie and Natalie will introduce themselves. My name is Sophia, and I'm from Iowa. Along with Angie, I'm one of the co-presidents of Math and AI for Girls. I've served on your team for all 4 years of high school, and it's been really great getting to meet girls from all over the country who are interested in math and AI.
Hi, my name is Angie, and I'm from Minnesota. I'm the other co-president of Math and AI for Girls, and I've also served on the team for the past 4 years. I really enjoyed getting to learn all about you, and I can't wait to celebrate your accomplishments. This competition began with Natalie Schell 6 years ago in 2021. She recently graduated from Stanford with degrees in computer science and math, and she'll be an incoming Bay Area software engineer. She has previously interned at Jane Street and SpaceX and was an RSI participant in high school.
Thank you for the introduction, Angie. Hi, everyone. I'm Natalie Schell. When I first created Math and AI for Girls in my sophomore year of high school, I had a hidden agenda. As a kid, math competitions were my first love. I came for the thrill and the problems, but I stayed for the community. And I found myself running into the same girls again and again. In the 6 years since I founded Math and AI for Girls at Stanford, at SpaceX, at Jane Street, at startup events, these communities are far more powerful than you realize. Back then, in the midst of COVID, I created this competition to lure as many of you in as I could. But my real hope was to give all of you the same community that had meant so much to me. Math and AI for Girls has grown from a one-person effort to a team with over 30 members, all talented top contestants from across the country. Early on, one of our sponsors recommended that I make this a professional, adult-run organization to ensure its longevity. However, we decided on the opposite, having it instead be a 100% volunteer-run organization of high school girls for younger girls is incredibly hard because every year the team members come and go, with leadership constantly changing hands. Yet every team member brings something new, creative, and fresh to the organization, and the community and the growth has exceeded my wildest expectations. This is all due to the hard work and dedication of the past and current Math and AI for Girls team members. I am incredibly proud of every member of the current team, with a special thanks to the current president, Sophia Jin and Angie Huang. As they both prepare to head on to Harvard in the fall, I wish them all the best, and I look forward to seeing where the incoming presidents, Angelina Wong and Ellie Su, take the organization, after the incredible work they have already put in. But the community is always looking to grow, and I'm sure the incoming presidents would love to have as many of you be a part of the organization at next year's event. So for the top scorers, if you're going into high school next year, please look out for details on how to join the team next fall. Now, without further ado, let's hand it over to Angelina and Ellie.
Hi, everybody. My name is Angelina. Thank you so much, Natalie, for the wonderful introduction. I'm a rising junior from Georgia, and this is my second year on the Math and AI for Girls team. And like Natalie said, I'm the incoming co-president.
And my name is Ellie. I'm a rising junior from Connecticut, and I've served on the Math and AI for Girls team for 2 years, and I'm also an incoming co-president with Angelina.
So as Natalie mentioned, we do have a lot of team members, so we will all introduce ourselves in the chat. And a special thanks to our team leads and leadership, which are Adia, Evelyn, Fiona, Lulu, Christina, and Michelle. And now I'll read off all of our team members' names. So we have Adia Garg, Avery Shu, Eileen Wu, Yunong Wu, Tanishka Vijaya Bhaskar, Emma Yu, Ella Zheng, Ashita Mandiwal, Adwita Mandiwal, Violet Yang, Elaine Zhou, Helen Wan, Evelyn Chow, Fiona Liu, Advika Astana, Rory Hu, Michelle Zhang, Sahanya Palikonda, Ava Lin, Chelsea Liu, Melody Jing, Yuvika Kandal, Lulu Wanghe, Christina Liu, Michelle Lin, Kaylee John, Olivia Lee, Manali Chowdhury, Isha Vanamala, Arya Nayak, Lily Ma, Stella Hong, and Lisa Ta.
Next up, we will go over the agenda for today. Thank you to Natalie, Sophia, and Angie for the introduction. Up next, the Math and AI for Girls team will briefly present the competition statistics, and afterwards, our first guest speaker, Vicki Salzman, will give a presentation and a Q&A with contestants. And then Melody and myself will host the interactive activity number 1, a Math Kahoot. Afterwards, we will have a second guest speaker presentation with Rachel Thomas, and then Arya Nayak and Melody will host the second Kahoot, a trivia Kahoot about Math and AI for Girls. And finally, we'll close out with the announcement of the winners, and Angie and Sophia will close out the entire ceremony.
All right, and of course, before we start with all of the events, we of course want to give a really, really big thank you to all of our past and current sponsors. Special thanks to our current sponsors, Hudson River Trading, Automation Anywhere, Jane Street, Wolfram Alpha, and AOPS. These sponsors truly make this organization and this entire competition possible.
These are 2 word clouds generated from your 2 essays. In the first word cloud, based on your response to choose several little moments in your STEM journey and describe how they led to the big moments, features words such as can, community, help, people, technology, and it shows how much we really rely on our family, friends, teachers, teammates, and community for self-improvement. While STEM can sometimes feel like a solitary activity, it's important to remember to lean on the people around us. In the second word cloud, from your response to describe a problem that impacts your community and how you would use STEM to solve it, highlights words such as math, science, moment, works, and journey, showing how you all are committed to serving your community through STEM. Interestingly, the word problem appears in both word clouds. Whether solving math problems, personal problems, or community problems, this shows how you all are dedicated to overcoming the obstacles that you face.
Moving on to competition data, I am delighted to be able to share that this year our website received over 10,000 views and over 350 draft submissions, which are huge numbers. And make sure that you're paying attention since we'll be testing you on this information later. Continuing on with the competition data, I will be discussing the demographics of our competitor entries. These are divided by grade and state on the left and right, respectively. We had a majority of 8th graders enter the competition, making up nearly 40% of the entry submissions. Many 7th, 6th, and 5th graders also submitted, and interestingly enough, the youngest submitters were only in 1st grade. As for states, we had entries from 28 states, the most of which were from California and Georgia.
Now I'll be talking about our problem set statistics. We graded each problem set with progress points, which were about 70% of the points, for correct ideas and key steps, and the other 30% went to write-up points for style, such as clarity and conciseness. The harder problems were out of more points, and we scaled the problem set to be about 60% of the points you could get. The mean problem set score was 53.859 points out of 100.
Here are our essay statistics. We graded each essay for achievement, leadership, giving back, passion, and several other factors. The mean essay score was 26.4 points out of a possible 40, and contestants seemed to score around the same for both essays.
We have an additional 30-point interview round, which serves to assess the depth, creativity, math rigor, reasoning, and presentation, as well as for being the tiebreaker for our top 10 finalists, ranked by essay and PSET scores. We reweighted the interviews, essays, and PSET scores so that they counted for 25%, 25%, and 50% of contestants' total scores. The mean of the interview scores was 21.03 points. We were very impressed by the creativity, insightfulness, and passion of all contestants, especially for their age. Great work to all, and keep an eye out for later in the award ceremony for perhaps some special awards honoring our top scores on the PSET essays and interviews.
And now I'm honored to introduce our first guest speaker, Vicki Salzman. Vicki Salzman is the Chief Strategic Development Officer at the Multi-Agency Alliance for Children, or the MAAC for short. MAAC works with providers and youth in foster care, and Vicki oversees and manages strategic growth efforts including fund development, key strategic partnerships, marketing, communications, data, and evaluation. She also serves as vice president on the board of the GA Hobie Leadership Seminar, was a 1993 Florida Hobie and WLC alumni. She also serves on the board of the North Atlanta High School Foundation and is a founding board member of the Build Community Give Care Foundation, which works to expand palliative care options in Africa. She graduated from the University of Florida, majoring in zoology and sociology, and enjoys road trips, watching football, snorkeling, camping, and hiking with her husband Seth and their 3 children, Noah, Samantha, and Veronica. So I'll give a warm welcome to Miss Vicki Salzman.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, here's the trick question. Can you see me? Oh, yay, we can see me. I have been logging in and logging out because ironically, presenting or speaking at a STEM conference, my video is not working on my computer. So thanks for your patience in this kind of wacky view of me. I appreciate that. So good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me. And thank you for that wonderful introduction. I really appreciate being here. It's a pleasure and an honor to be asked to speak to you all. This is an amazing group of young women who, dare I say, definitely makes the future look bright in STEM and in our next generation for our communities. So as she said, I am the Chief Strategic Development Officer for the Multi-Agency Alliance for Children. We serve about 1,000 youth a month across the state of Georgia. We run a $30 million budget, and I oversee our fund development work and our CQI, our continuous quality improvement. So my day may include reviewing marketing campaigns for our fundraising campaign, or looking at longitudinal data to make decisions for our agency or around the state or even national policy. So I'm guessing that that path may seem very different from what some of you envision, or most of you envision for yourself. But I grew up in STEM, really before STEM was even a word that people knew about. And what I do every day has definitely been built on the lessons from that work and experience. So I want to take you back a little bit to my path. I lost both my parents when I was 12 and moved in with my aunt and uncles, and everything worked out great. So this is not a sad story, I promise. But what I quickly realized is that I didn't want to be the person that people felt sorry for. So I took comfort in my other identity, which was being the nerdy, studious girl. In high school, I excelled. And to be honest, high school was easy, mostly because I went to a smaller high school, a more rural area, and we did not have a lot of opportunity for advanced classes, especially in math and science. Nor did we have access to opportunities like robotics club or chemistry club or anything that would have exposed us to career paths and other opportunities to explore STEM pathways. At the University of Florida, I was a double major in zoology and sociology, which meant I took the highest end level math and science classes and was often, especially after first semester of sophomore year, the only woman in my class, especially in the higher end math classes. That's important later in the story. When I got to college, it was hard for me. I had to learn to study for the first time, really. And I was no longer one of the smartest people in the room. And that was pretty humbling. And to be honest, shook my confidence, especially that first year. I went on to apply to medical school and decided to take a gap year before going. And in that year, realized that med school might not be the right path for me. And through a series of conversations with adults and people I looked up to, realized that I could apply the skill sets that I had learned pretty much in any area I wanted to go into. And at that point, something called me to go into the nonprofit world, specifically working with kids in foster care, understanding the privilege that I had had when I lost my parents and that not everyone gets that. Those were two very hard conversations for me. The first with myself, understanding that it was okay to pivot. And the second with my aunt who had raised me. At times, I doubted my decision. These adults had more experience than me. Maybe I should listen to them. Maybe I should stay the course. But for some reason, it just didn't feel right. And I felt the need to trust that voice inside of me and be okay with making a decision that I felt was right for me, even if it disappointed the others around me. So I went into nonprofit and stumbled my way through different roles and eventually landed at MAAC about 13 years ago, where I get to see innovation, where I get to apply business and analytics to help marginalized populations get better, more equitable outcomes. And to be honest, I can say now, for me right now, in the last 13 years, it's been perfect for me, getting to use both sides of my brain most every day. But I came across a few lessons in this winding path, if you will, that I've had. The first one is to say yes to experiences, even if they don't line up perfectly with what you want to do or what you think you're going to do. Say yes to being the camp counselor. Say yes to taking that backpacking trip. Say yes to things that are going to step you outside of your comfort zone. They're going to put you in a place where you aren't necessarily the smartest in the room or have the most experience, because that is where we learn. That is where we grow, where we are uncomfortable. And in those little moments, like you all were invited to explore, it is sometimes where we learn the most about ourselves and our own leadership skills. The other benefit to stepping outside our comfort zone and being willing to fail is that it exercises our brains to manage and tolerate those feelings and emotions so that the next time it's not quite as scary or intimidating. And whether you stay on the STEM path or not, for many careers, though this is changing, at some point, the number of women in the room become less and less, and it's critical that we keep showing up even when it's uncomfortable. The second lesson is more of a balancing act. It's to be humble enough to learn from others and to ask why, but confident enough to know you belong there. Always listening to that voice inside of yourself, which can be so hard, like it was for me. I mentioned I was often the only woman in the class, especially in those higher maths. And the first time I was the only woman in the class, I just had this feeling that the professor didn't like me, that was intentionally not calling on me, was not really as receptive to when I wanted to, answer the problem. And at this point, we're in a smaller class of like 12 of us. So it's hard not to read the room, right? But I told myself I was being dramatic. I told myself that I was making this up. I told myself that I was being oversensitive. And it wasn't until I was in a project group where we were going to have to present our problem and our solution that one of the guys said, well, it shouldn't be Vicki to present. Professor Niles hates her. And we laughed and I joked and I was like, yeah, he really does, doesn't he? But I was so mad at myself when I left that room because I hadn't trusted my own feelings and I needed someone else to justify that for me. And while I can't say that I haven't doubted myself ever again, it is something that I am keenly aware to pay attention to assess myself, to trust myself, to know what I need to do. This balance also serves us in leadership. As leaders of a group, of our class, of a company, we should always be learning, always being willing to listen, but keenly listening to what our inner selves do and trusting our own experience and our own knowledge. Lastly, it's never too late to pivot and you don't have to follow the mold. You love science but feel passionately about the environment? Awesome. Find that role, find those experiences. In every industry, you can find a role for STEM or really any skill set. It's okay to pave your way and it's never too late to pivot. It wasn't for me at 22 and it won't be for me at 52 or even 72. If you're learning from your mistakes and your experience, if you're building relationships and memories, this time has not been wasted. Don't stop asking yourself, what if? And as a leader, don't stop asking those around you to imagine all the possibilities. So thank you for your time. Thank you again for having me. Congratulations on all that you all have accomplished and the life that you get to dream and build for yourself. You're going to have an amazing story to tell yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your amazing talk, Ms. Salzman. All right, everyone, please take out your devices, a pencil, and a paper, because we are about to play the first Kahoot. The winner will receive a $25 AOPS gift card from our sponsor, AOPS. So the game pin is 6249912. Please enter it on your phone or you can use the same device that you have. And thank you again to Ms. Salzman. I think that was a really inspiring message.
Hi everyone, we'll give you a few more seconds to join, and just a reminder that the winner gets a $25 gift card.
You can also scan the QR code on the screen in order to join, if you would like to join on your phone, or you can use the same device.
Yeah, so it looks like we have like 50 people in the Kahoot right now, so to everyone who still hasn't joined, just enter go to kahoot.it and enter the game pin, which is 6249912, and the winner of this Kahoot will get a $25 gift card. And this is a Kahoot that's gonna test your math problem solving abilities. Make sure to join the Kahoot with your real name, as we'll be using that name to send the gift card.
Ms. Kaylee, you had a question?
Yes. Are calculators allowed?
I'm gonna go ahead and say a no to that. You can have like a paper and pencil and everything, but we kind of want you to do this on your head, or like yourself, because that's kind of part of the fun, if that makes any sense.
Yes, so no calculators, but make sure to have a paper and pencil. Right, again, make sure to enter the game pin or scan the QR code in order to join. We will be starting very soon. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you want to join like in the middle, you can still enter the game pin as it's put into the chat, but we'll get started now. Right, so here's the first question. How many five-letter words have M in the first spot, A in the fourth spot, and G in the last spot? Is it 26 squared, 26 cubed, 26 to the fifth, or 36 squared?
So we have about 10 seconds left, and it looks like we already have like 40 answers. Make sure to just click a random guess, even if you don't know what the answer is.
It looks like most people got that right. It was 26 squared. Okay. And Angela is leading with 975 points. Good job.
Alright, so moving on to our second question, we have Violet is chasing her pet cat around an equilateral triangle ABC. Violet's cat starts at vertex C and Violet starts at vertex A. Each minute, they each move randomly to another vertex. When they end up at the same vertex at some point, Violet catches her cat. What is the probability that Violet catches or has caught her cat after 5 minutes? And your answer choices are 1 over 243, 1 over 32, 781 over 1024, and 31 over 32. And you guys have about 15 seconds left, and I think around 40 people have answered so far. And as I said before, make sure to put your answers in, even if you don't know. A random guess might be correct, too. Alright, so the correct answer was 781 over 1024. This was a really tough question, so good job to you guys who got it right. Wow, and now Katie Lou is in first place.
Okay, so our third question. A triangle has side lengths 7, 8, and x. For how many integer values of x does such a triangle exist? Is it 13, 12, 15, or 14? So So it looks like the answers are coming in pretty fast. We have around, well, now 15 seconds and 35 answers.
Yeah, and just a hint for this question, you might want to think of like triangle inequality or something like that.
So 33 people got it correct. Good job. And Anne moves up to first place.
So for our next question, we have how many integers n satisfy 1 is less than or equal to n is less than or equal to 100, and n is congruent to 3 mod 4, and n is congruent to 2 mod 5. So your answer choices for this question are 4, 3, 6, and 5. And looks like around half of you guys have answered now, and you guys have less than 10 seconds left. So make sure to put your answers in quickly. Alright, and looks like the correct answer choice was 5, which around like half of you guys got right. So good job. Alright, Katie Lou in first place.
Okay, the next question. What is, this one is a long one. Helen has a collection of 2 different sized beach balls. She can place 12 smaller beach balls around a larger beach ball's equator, such that each smaller beach ball is just touching 2 other smaller ones, and are also just touching the larger one. What is the ratio of the larger beach ball's radius to that of the smaller beach balls? Is it root 6 minus root 2, root 6 plus root 2 minus 1, root 6 plus root 2, or 4? And this one is a pretty long one, pretty tough, so you do have a longer time limit for it, so make sure to take your time, get the calculations right, and if you don't know it, just place a guess.
Yeah, and this question is on like 3D geometry, which is always really tough, so make sure to take your time and yeah, make accurate calculations. So you guys have like 5 seconds left, so make sure to place a guess if you haven't answered already.
Okay, so the correct answer was root 6 plus root 2 minus 1. Looks like that was a really tough question. Around the same number of people also put yellow. Okay, so Katie is still in first place, closely followed by Lena and Chloe Young.
Alright, so now we're on our 6th question. If the greatest common divisor of a and b equals 10, and the least common multiple of a and b equals 60, then what is a times b? Is it 300, 600, 200, or 900? So, wow, the answers have come in really fast this time. So I think this one isn't as bad as the one before. And yeah, so looks like the answer this time was 39 people. Most people got it right this time, so good job.
Yeah, it's just if you know that the product is equal to the GCD times the LCM, that would help a lot in this situation. And Chloe has ascended to first place. Right, our next question, if x is greater than y, and x and y are both prime numbers, and x plus y is equal to 49, what is x?
Yeah, is it 37, 47, 2, or 23?
Okay, so Most people got this one right as well. Honestly, for this question, I'd probably just try all the answer choices and see which one works. So now Lena is in first place with 5,763 points. Good job, everyone.
Okay, so now we're like almost halfway through the Kahoot, and this question is saying a right triangle ABC has a right angle at B, and the length of side AB is 9 and BC is 40. So how long is the height from B to AC? Is it 360 divided by 41, 360 divided by 61, 720 divided by 61, or 180 divided by 41? Yeah, so I think this one was quite tough. It was 360 divided by 41. And Lena remains in first place. Good job.
Okay, our next question, if x plus y plus z is equal to 0, what is the minimum value of x cubed plus y cubed plus z cubed minus 3xyz? This one is also rather tough. And your answer choices are 5, -9, 0, and -3.
Sorry guys, I just realized I forgot to click the share computer sound button, so you guys have just been like playing Kahoot in silence. That's my bad.
It's not truly a Kahoot until you have the Kahoot music on.
Could you lower the sound a little? I think it's a little loud.
Okay, so looks like 23 people got it, which is around half of the people. This was also rather tough, but the answer was 0. And Chloe is now in first place. Looks like there's a big struggle in the top 3 or 5 or so.
Okay, yeah, so now on to number 10. How many arrangements can Elaine choose for her cupcakes? And the rules are Elaine has a box of 12 different cupcakes arranged in a 4x3 grid. If she can pick any rectangle-shaped arrangement of cupcakes from the box, as long as the sides of the rectangle are parallel to the sides of the box, how many arrangements can she choose? Is it 67, 60, 30, or 12? And only like 20 people have answered for now, so keep guessing, everyone. I think the questions are getting a little hard right now, so. Alright, so the correct answer was 60, which like half of you guys got. So, and looks like Chloe is still in first, but Lena's really close behind, so watch it.
Alright, so this one is a true or false question. Did banana bread break the vase? Ella has 3 talking cats, Aiden, Banana Bread, and Claude, and there is a broken vase on the ground. If only one of the cats can tell the truth, is it Banana Bread? And these are the 3 statements that they made. Aiden said it was Claude, Banana Bread said it wasn't me, and Claude said it was me. So you have a 50-50 shot. Is it true or is it false?
Yeah, so did Banana Bread break the vase, or was it someone else?
Oh, looks like there was a lot of people who got this one wrong, but the answer was true. And this one was pretty tough. Okay, looks like Lena has ascended to first place with 9,000 points.
Okay, so I think this is just a normal multiple choice question. So, what is the prime factorization of 2526? Is it 2 times 3 squared times 423, 2 squared times 3 times 421, 2 squared times 3 times 423, or 2 times 3 times 421? And I feel like personally I would focus on like the smaller times because those are some big numbers. And yeah, the correct answer, which most of you guys got, was 2 times 3 times 421. So, oh my god, looks like Karuna is in first now. This is like a new appearance.
So this is another longer question. The Paris Pearl Palace sells boba and charges by the number of boba pearls in each drink. So ask how or why. If each boba pearl is 26 cents and Melinda's boba costs $17.42, how many boba pearls did she have? And once you guys have answered, you can also put in the chat if you like boba. Personally, I love boba.
Yeah, what are your guys' favorite like boba flavors?
Okay, so the answer was actually 67, and most people got that one right.
Oh yeah, I really like passion fruit boba.
Yeah, passion fruit is amazing. Okay, so Karuna is on fire, our first one to have over 10,000 points.
Alright, so this is like the second to last question, so lock in. What is the sum of the interior angles of an 11-gon? So that's a polygon with 11 sides. And the answer choices are 1440, 1800, 1260, and 1620. Yeah, and the answer was 1620.
So you could just use the formula 180 times n minus 2 for that one, if you know that formula. And looks like Karuna is still in first place. Okay, this is our very last question. What is the minor arc between the minute and hour clock at 6:07? And it looked like there was a pretty close leaderboard, so it will be very interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah. So your answer choices for this one are like all very close together. It's 139.5 degrees, 137.5 degrees, 143.5 degrees, and 141.5 degrees. So all within like a 6-degree range. It's pretty tough.
Tough question. So looks like it will probably be a tiebreaker for the first couple people. The correct answer was 141.5 degrees, and this is our top three. So in third place, we have Chloe Young with 10,542 points. Second place, Lena with 11,458 points. And in first place is Karuna with 11,832 points.
Yeah.
Congratulations to everyone, and especially Karuna. I saw like she rose towards the end of the game, so that was pretty interesting. And then she kept her crown.
Yeah, and so we will be contacting you about the prize, which is again a $25 AOPS gift card.
Okay, so now I'm honored to introduce our second guest speaker, Rachel Thomas. So Rachel Thomas earned her PhD in mathematics from Duke University and was an early engineer at Uber. In 2016, she co-founded Fast Answer.AI, which created one of the most popular and long-running AI courses. She was a professor and director of University of San Francisco Center for Applied Data Ethics. She now lives in Brisbane, Australia, and works on R&D at Answer.AI.
Great, thank you. Sorry, I'm going to see if I can share my screen. That's saying open system settings, privacy. Oh, I got it. And security. Sorry about this. All right. Is my slide showing?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry about the delay. Yeah, so I was just going to talk about how math has opened up a lot of possibilities for me in my career. I was really excited to hear about this group and to hear about middle and high school girls doing math and AI. I think it's awesome. And yeah, I've really enjoyed the ceremony so far and learning more about your work. Yeah, and so I feel like math just personally it's been really useful for making it possible for me to work on a lot of interesting problems over the course of my career. I grew up in Texas, attended public schools. I was able to participate in a few math competitions growing up, although my school didn't have a team or anything to practice. And I loved math, but I loved a lot of subjects. I loved English and reading. I was really fortunate that my school offered computer science, and this is very rare in the late 90s. But I learned computer science in high school. And then in college, I went to Swarthmore College and I majored in math with minors in computer science and linguistics. And after that, I earned my PhD in math. And I'll talk more about kind of some of the other stuff I did along the way. So in grad school, one of the projects I worked on was it was really neat. It was a collaboration with the biology department. So I was working with several biologists too. And we were building a model to represent glutathione metabolism. So this is a process happening in human cells. Pictured here is a liver cell. So the kind of the light yellow, that's the liver cell with blood on either side, and different metabolites are kind of passing into and out of the cell and being transformed by different enzymes. And glutathione metabolism is significant, and deficits have been shown in a number of different diseases. And kind of creating this math model, we were able to combine information from a bunch of different benchtop experiments in biology, and create the system that we could kind of then test by seeing like, okay, what happens when you change the inputs, and how does it react to stress? I should have mentioned glutathione is an antioxidant, and so it's important for kind of how cells deal with oxidative stress. So this was a fun project. And this was just kind of one part of my math PhD. I also did theoretical work, and I was particularly interested in probability and stochastic systems. Later after grad school, and I should say I didn't have a great, well, really I had a plan that I didn't follow. My plan was to be a math professor, but I ended up going into industry instead, and I worked kind of at several different companies. And I moved to San Francisco, which was really exciting for me, and worked at a few tech companies. And one of those was Uber. And so when I joined Uber, it was this was in 2013. It was a much smaller company, and they used to give heat maps to drivers showing where demand was highest. And I worked on the project where, so it used to be kind of there was a price just that would go for the whole city. And we were changing it to vary by neighborhood to incentivize drivers to drive to neighborhoods where there was higher demand at the time. And it was really fun for me to get to work with map data. And I hadn't worked with map data before this, and really getting to learn more about GIS and those systems. I was also involved with Uber going from kind of initially, it was just, in this handful of scattered cities, and the cities were even, they were just stored in the database by city ID of when they had been added, because there weren't very many cities. And then as coverage expanded, we had to change how we stored a lot of things to start talking about regions and territories and kind of these more continuous regions. But prior to that, the city ID didn't have any relationship to geography. It was kind of just the order. So yeah, I really enjoyed getting to work with map data. It's kind of an interesting project or set of projects. After that, I returned to teaching. I love teaching, and even looking back to when I was in school, I loved forming like study groups and having rotating kind of like who presents, because to me a big part of learning is about being in community, and I feel like I cement my own knowledge even better when I teach or get to present. So in this picture, I'm actually pregnant with my daughter. This is 10 years ago, teaching about sorting algorithms. And I was working at an all-woman coding academy. And this is something else I've always enjoyed because there are fewer women in math and computer science. It's just particularly special for me when I can be in an all-girl or all-woman environment. Um, and so this was for adult women that are changing careers. And so it was just so fascinating because people bring so many valuable experiences when they change careers, kind of what they're bringing from their background. Yeah, and so I really enjoyed getting to do this. And so this was, teaching them software engineering, coding, algorithms, so that they could go on to be software engineers. After that, in 2016, I had been interested in machine learning for a while, and I had actually felt personally frustrated because it just felt like there were a lot of barriers around deep learning, neural networks in particular, because at this point, a lot of the practical information about deep learning wasn't being shared. And so, people would publish papers, but it would just kind of include like the abstract equations, but they weren't sharing like, hey, these are the weights you should use to initialize your model. And so Jeremy Howard and I started Fast.AI with the goal of making deep learning more accessible and easier to use for a diverse group of people. And we wanted to make it possible for people from other backgrounds to use deep learning on problems they cared about. And we taught in-person courses at the University of San Francisco, and we also taught massive open online courses for free. And this was a really fun experience. And we always had diversity fellowships and international fellowships. We're really trying to reach people from different places and different backgrounds. This is actually a very outdated slide, but we had kind of millions of views to the videos of these courses, and we've heard from so many students over the years of how they were kind of able to pivot their career or go into a new field with this. And I used to write these kind of roundups sometimes featuring some of the students' stories and kind of what sort of problems they were wanting to apply deep learning to. And I'll just mention one here. This is a Canadian dairy farmer who wanted to use deep learning to identify goat udder infections earlier. Because often by the time they're visible to the human eye, they can cause irreparable damage to the goat udder. And so he did this using heat sensors and AI. And I just thought that was awesome because it was an example of a problem that I would never know about and wouldn't have thought of, but kind of the value of having other people understand kind of what deep learning is and how they can use it. We received a lot of positive attention for our work on this, and I got a lot of opportunities to do public speaking. And this is something actually going back to when I was in middle school. I had been very, very shy in middle school, and it's something I really deliberately started working on in high school to push myself to do more public speaking, just or even just to get comfortable talking like in front of the class when I had to give a presentation. And yeah, I continued to work on it and ended up being something that I really, really enjoy doing now, as just another way to kind of share ideas that I'm excited about and meet new people. And to me, it's on that continuum as well with teaching and with study groups and the different ways that kind of we can connect in sharing information. So another kind of a core principle we had at Fast AI was really wanting to see what people with limited resources can do. Most of us in the world have limited resources, and at the time and also now, it could be frustrating with a lot of the narrative from the major tech companies of like, oh, you have to have like millions of dollars of GPUs or TPUs and these really, really expensive computers to be able to do anything interesting. And we were like, well, what can you do with limited resources? And we were able to put this to the test in 2018. Stanford hosted a competition and a group of Fast AI students entered. And these are, part-time students. We did not have much budget at all. And they competed against teams from Google and Intel that had way more resources. And the Fast AI entry achieved lowest actual cost, fastest on GPUs, fastest on a single machine. It was faster than Intel's entry that used 128 machines. So this was just and this was through kind of using algorithmic innovations. And then a few months afterwards, we released results that were faster than Google's TPU results. And TPU is kind of a type of computer that was only available at Google at that point. And so this was really exciting. It got coverage in The Verge and MIT Tech Review, and people emailed us saying, I was feeling like maybe I can't go into AI because I don't have all these resources, and this actually was hopeful to me. And this is something I really I'm still thinking about a lot, and kind of how that could look in the age of LLMs, of really wanting people with limited resources, I believe, can do very, very innovative work, and I've seen it. So just a few keys along my journey of things that helped me. I found math and coding to be really useful skills that let me kind of go in slightly different career directions at several points, but could be applied to a bunch of different problems. I always just tended to follow my curiosity. Kind of my guide when looking at opportunities was, what am I the most curious about? And, what do I think will give me interesting opportunities to learn? As I've mentioned, teaching and sharing with others is quite meaningful to me and something I've really sought out opportunities to do. I always try to listen to my values. And then I also say to rest when you need to. I know that you're all very high achievers. You're doing a math and AI competition kind of in your spare time. And I have gone through a few periods of burnout, and it is really important to kind of listen to your body and mind and know when you're close to burnout or when you need to rest. And then I believe we're going to go into the Q&A perhaps later on. So I'll stop sharing.
Thank you so much for speaking. That was amazing. Yeah, we're gonna go into our Q&A now. So I think we'll let Emma take over.
Yeah, okay. So we'll begin the Q&A session now. So if you have any questions, please send it to either myself or the whole meeting chat, and they can answer them for you. Okay, so I think either of you guys could answer to this, but what do you think one message you have for this generation is?
I was gonna say I'm sorry. Like I feel like the older generations haven't done the best job of kind of creating the best conditions for the younger generations, and I feel sad about that. But I find it really inspiring to hear what the youngest generation is doing, and it's been super inspiring to see what you're doing today. And I also like my daughter inspires me so much. She's such a creative person.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And then, what inspired you to start pursuing or looking into STEM or like math and AI in general?
Rachel, I'll let you take that.
Sure. I just really enjoyed math. It was a lot of fun, and I found yeah, it was hard when I got to college because there were people that had gone to stronger high schools than I had and had more background than I did. But I realized that even when it was really hard for me, that I still really enjoyed it.
And then, yeah, that's, yeah, very interesting. And then for like a last one, what do you think is the most important thing to consider when leading a team or making decisions?
I'll go first on this. I think listening to everyone, listening to all the ideas that come in and building on those. And um, it's like that old brainstorming thing that we did in kindergarten, right? Like how many things can you do with this pencil? And just really being open and hearing what every other team member has to bring to the table.
I was going to say something similar. Yeah, no, I do think that listening is key to hearing from the whole team, and yeah, making sure that you're hearing from them kind of in what they're expressing.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
For fun, let's play, you guessed it, another Kahoot that will test how much you know about the MAAC competition specifically and how much you've been paying attention. The winner will get a $25 AOPS gift card. Now, you can go to Kahoot.it on a separate device or on this one and enter the game pin, which is 9034363. Make sure that your nickname in the game is your full real name so that we know who you are. I'll now give you guys a moment to join the Kahoot. Looks like about 30 people have joined. The game pin is 9034363 for those who haven't seen.
Yeah, you can join on another device or the one you're currently on, and you can also join by scanning the QR code on the shared screen. So. Yeah, and just to reiterate, the winner will get like a $25 gift card, so I would encourage you all to join the Kahoot. Okay, so we're starting now. So the first question is Who is the founder of Math and AI for Girls? Is it Chinmayi Goyal, Maggie Bai, Natalie Shell, or Angie Huang? Oh my god, that was really bad. So yeah, the answer was Natalie Shell, which a lot of you guys got, so good job for paying attention. And Sharon is in first place now with 976 points.
Our next question is, who are the incoming/acting co-presidents of Math and AI for Girls? Is it Sophia Jin and Ellie Wong, Angelina Huang and Sophia Jin, Angie Wang and Sophia Jin, or Ellie Su and Angelina Wang? Wow, looks like we have a lot of answers in already. So the correct answer was Ellie Su and Angelina Wang. Good job to so many of you for getting it correct. Looks like Chloe's in first.
Okay, so our next question. Which year was the first Math and AI for Girls competition? Was it in 2021, 2020, 2022, or 2023? And looks like a lot of you have answered already, which is really impressive. So we have like 5 seconds left. And yeah, the first competition was 2021. That was a really tricky question, so good job to those who got it right. And Chloe Yang remains in first place with Ishanvi really close behind.
Our next question is, which grade level had the most submissions? Is it 8th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, or 5th grade? Wow, so many of you guys got it correct. Good job. It looks like Chloe's still in first.
Alright, so for our next question, what was the most common word used in the first essay? Was it can, help, math, or community? And these words can be found in the word cloud. And yeah, it was can. And wow, looks like Ishanvi's in first now.
Okay, next question is, what was the average or mean problem set score? Was it 55.75, 23.875, 53.859, and 81.5? You guys have 10 seconds left.
Yeah, and the problem set was out of 100 points.
So the correct answer was 53.859. Looks like about half of you got it correct. Wow, looks like Catherine's in first now. Good job.
Okay, so how many states submitted entries to Math and AI for Girls? Was it 10, 28, 33, or 24? And yeah, the answer was 28, which many of you guys got. And Chloe's in first now, so this is a really close game, guys. Only 6 points.
Our next question was, what was the youngest grade that submitted? Is it 1st grade, 2nd grade, kindergarten, or 3rd grade? And the answer was 1st grade. Good job. Looks like Chloe's still in first.
So what was the median total essay score? Was it 30, 24.5, 28, or 26.5? Yeah. Yeah, the correct answer was 28, which not a lot of you guys got, so that was a really tough question. And Nishanvi is in first now.
Our next question is, how many points was the interview scored on? Was it 30, 25, 35, or 45?
Yeah, and the interview was for our top 10 based on the essay and problem set scores.
And the correct answer was 30. Looks like about half of you guys got it correct again. Wow, and Shavni's still in first. Good job.
Okay. Approximately how many draft submissions were made to the Math and AI for Girl contest? Was it 350, 230, 400, or 150? And you guys have 10 seconds left. And yeah, it was 350, which most of you guys got. Good job. And Ishami's still in first.
And our next question is, where does Vicki Salzman currently work? Is it the Child Advocacy Center of Greater Houston, National Center of Missing and Exploited Children, Children's Defense Fund, or Multi-Agency Alliance for Children? Looks like a lot of you have gotten this so far. And the correct answer was the Multi-Agency Alliance for Children. Good job to everyone who got it. And then Shabby is still in first. Good job.
Alright, so now, where did Vicki Salzman graduate? Was it Northwestern University, University of Florida, Northeastern University, or University of Arizona? Looks like there's a typo in that question. Okay, so the correct answer was University of Florida, where she studied zoology and sociology, I believe. And Angie is now in first. It's okay.
The next question is, where does Rachel Thompson currently work? And the answer choices are Answer.AI, Anthropic, Open.AI, and Fast.AI. Looks like a lot of you have gotten it so far. And the correct answer was Answer.AI. Wow, looks like it was a tough question. Wow, good job to Kate, who's in first now.
Alright, what field did Rachel Thomas receive a PhD in? Mathematics, business, economics, or computer science? And this is our last question, so make sure to guess quickly, and it'll probably be a tiebreaker. Alright, yeah, the answer was mathematics, which about half of you guys got right. Okay, so in third we have Chloe, and in second we have Angie, and in first we have Kate. So congratulations to everyone, and we will contact Kate about the prize, which is a $25 Amazon AOPS gift card.
Congrats to everyone again.
Congrats again to all of the Kahoot winners. But don't worry if you didn't win, because thanks to our sponsor, Wolfram Alpha, all contestants will be provided a free 1-month subscription to Wolfram One, and all the information will be sent out to you after the ceremony. Also, be sure to sign up for our newsletter and our Discord. The link to sign up for our newsletter is on our website, and the link to join our Discord is in the chat. Our newsletter provides competition updates, stories about famous women in STEM, monthly math challenges with prizes, and other exciting opportunities delivered straight to your inbox each month. Meanwhile, our Discord hosts the Problem of the Week with prizes for top competitors every 3 months. We also have a question of the day to encourage competitors to engage with fun math-related and non-math-related icebreakers.
Next up, we'd like to announce our Problem of the Week and Problem of the Month winners. It's awarded to the contestants who scored the highest cumulative score over our Problem of the Week and Problem of the Month series. And additionally, the Problem of the Month can be found on the newsletter, and Problem of the Week can be found on the Discord. Each winner will receive a $25 gift card from AOPS. For a problem of the week winner, we have in seventh grade we have Ishanvi Jha from Connecticut, and for a problem of the month winner in eighth grade we have Kaylee Jia from Massachusetts. So congratulations to both of you. Now we'll present our awards. So our categories are Rising Stars, Honorable Mentions for the top 50, High Honors for the top 20, and the top 10, including our top 3 awards.
We also have 3 special awards. We have the Computation Award, Inspire Award, and the Visionary Award. Here's the merch that we'll be giving to the top 50 contestants and the Rising Star awardees. There are some really fun items such as the hat, water bottle, Rubik's Cube, and t-shirt. Thank you very much for Hudson River Trading and Jane Street for providing the merch.
Now let's get into the awards. First, we have the Rising Star Award. It's awarded to the 3 highest scoring 5th and 6th graders who did not place in the top 50. These girls impressed judges by showing incredible promise, and they will receive a swag bag and a certificate. Here's the certificate that will be awarded to our Rising Stars, designed by marketing team member Christina Liu. For our Rising Stars, in 5th grade, we have Brianna Boo from Massachusetts, Ginger Kellogg from Massachusetts, and Hamsini Venkatesh from New Hampshire. In 6th grade, we have Claire Wong from California, Adia Trivedi from California, and Demi Sway from Indiana. Congratulations to all of you. We are positive that you all have promising futures in math and AI.
Next up, we have our Honorable Mention Awards. These are given to the 50 girls who placed 21st through 50th place in the competition. These girls tremendously impressed us with their outstanding achievements both in and outside of math and AI. They conveyed a strong understanding of math and computer science, as well as showed leadership and passion through their problem sets and essays. All of these girls will receive a swag bag and a certificate. Here are our Honorable Mention Award winners: Julie Yi, Suhani Joshi, Leah G, Avery M. Lin, Ashna Babera, Swara Warki, Isabella Song, Chloe Yan, Veena Zhang, Diksha Upal, Chloe Yang, Anuya Kotari, Adya Balan, Laura Zhao, Robin Bune, Angela Ding, Ira Patel, Veronica Chen, Arka Kundu, Rachel Feng, Alexa Gu, Anna Zhang, Emma Huang, Shweta Upadhyay, Anne Fei, Katie Liu, Akshaya Vinod, Karuna Upal, Anushka Nai, and Sion Huang. Congratulations to all of you. You all had amazing submissions.
Now we'd like to announce our High Honor Awards. These are girls who placed 11th through 20th. Judges were particularly inspired by these girls' creativity, passion, and math and AI skill set. For their incredible submissions, these girls will receive $50 as well as a swag bag and a certificate. Let's reveal the High Honor winners.
So in 20th place, we have Emma Yan in 7th grade from Massachusetts. Then we have Studi Shedagura in 8th grade from California. In 18th, we have Joanna Liu in 8th grade from Maryland. In 17th, we have Kate Gao in 8th grade. In 16th, we have Harika Apalia in 8th grade from California. In 15th, we have Ivy Lee in 8th grade from Maryland. In 14th, we have Isabel Wang in 8th grade from California. Then we have Yunan Wu in 8th grade from Illinois. And then Claire Zhuang in 8th grade from Arizona. And then finally, Samita Yelapeti in 8th grade from Texas.
Congratulations to all these girls. We were blown away by your talent and we're confident that all of you will go on to do great things. So before we present the top 10, we have our special awards. These are given to the girls who achieved the highest score in each section of the competition and impressed judges with their ambitions and inspiring ideas. They will each receive a cash prize.
First, we have the Visionary Award given to the contestant that received the highest score on the interview section, which was given to the top 11 participants this year. This contestant, who impressed us with her passion, scored 26.06 points and will receive an additional $50 cash prize and a special certificate. Congratulations to 8th grader Catherine Pennington from Connecticut.
Next is the Computation Award, which is given to the contestant that received the highest score on the problem set. This contestant, who scored an impressive 99 out of 100, a near perfect score. She will receive an additional $100 cash prize and a special certificate. Congratulations to 8th grader Jelena Dong from Georgia. Finally, the Inspire Award is given to the contestant that achieved the highest score on the essay portion of the competition. This contestant, who impressed us with her ideas, scored a solid 37.25 out of 40, and she will receive an additional $100 cash prize and a special certificate. Congratulations to 7th grader Angie Chu from Maryland.
Next up, we have our top 10 contestants. These are given to the 10 girls whose entries blew us away. These girls submitted clear and concise problem sets and expressed extraordinary accomplishments, vision, and leadership through both their essays and their interviews. The prize for 4th through 10th place is $100, a swag bag, a telescope, and a certificate. In 10th place, we have Sharon Luck, a 7th grader at Redwood Middle School, who enjoys competing in math counts, science bowl, and playing the violin. In 9th place, we have Ishani Dasgupta, a 6th grader who enjoys competing in competitions such as AMY, AMCA, and Math League. She also enjoys quizzing, playing the piano, Bharatanatyam, and Indian classical dance.
In 8th place, we have Sophia Chen, an 8th grader at Davidson Academy Online from Indiana, a MOP invitee who enjoys competing in math competitions such as USA JMO, Math Counts, and Math Prize for Girls. Next up, in 7th place, we have Ella Yu, a 7th grader from Barker Road Middle School. Not only does she enjoy competing in the AMCA and Math Count State, but she also enjoys playing several instruments, including violin, having qualified for All Country and All State. In 6th place, we have Angie Zhu, a 7th grader from Herbert Hoover Middle School. She has qualified for the USA JMO and Math Counts Nationals, as well as achieved a perfect score on the AMC8. She also loves playing piano and the flute. In 5th place is Catherine Pennington, an 8th grader from Connecticut. Aside from studying in math, physics, and astronomy, Catherine enjoys playing volleyball, skiing, and playing with her Rubik's Cube in her free time. In 4th place, we have Alexandra Baskova, a 7th grader from Newton, Massachusetts, who has won MathCon and the Massachusetts Integral Contest, as well as having qualified for the AMY and Math League Nationals. She enjoys drawing, reading, and swimming in her free time.
Now we will announce the 3rd place winner. She will receive $300, a swag bag, a telescope, and a certificate. Our 3rd place winner is Stella Chung, a 7th grade student from New Jersey. Stella's passion for mathematics began at a young age and has led her to qualify for the AMY and represent her school's top 4 student team at the Math Count State competition. Her entry stood out for its impressive achievements, clear growth mindset, and thoughtful passion for math. In her essays, Stella described how she reframes challenging problems as opportunities to improve and proposed an adaptive AI system to help students find new ways to approach problems when they feel stuck. Her insight, perseverance, and mathematical aptitude, shown through her near perfect score on the problem set, truly impressed us. Beyond math, Stella is an accomplished violinist who has played for 8 years and currently serves as concertmaster of the Philadelphia Youth Orchestra Music Institute's Young Musician Debut Orchestra. In her free time, she enjoys reading fiction, playing tennis, and spending time with family and friends.
Congratulations, Stella. Now we're ready to reveal our second place winner. She'll be taking home $500, a swag bag, a telescope, and a certificate to celebrate her achievement. Our second place winner is Evie Algar, an 8th grader from Virginia whose interests span the intersection of mathematics, biology, and computation. In her spare time, Evie creates data visualizations in R, studies number theory and differential equations, and spends her weekends working through challenging problems. She has been named a World Science Scholar, awarded a non-trivial fellowship, volunteered with Tutoring Without Borders, and earned gold in the latest USA Mathematical Talent Search. Evie's passion for STEM is clear through her mathematical models of dengue and other infectious viruses, as well as her thoughtful reflections on the bias and ethical use of AI. Beyond academics, she's deeply involved in dance, especially jazz and ballet, and is a former Gus Giordano company dancer. She also enjoys crocheting, playing chess, and hiking the Huckleberry Trail. Through her dedication to math, science, and service, Evie has left a lasting impression on us. Congratulations again to Evie and all of our winners so far, and to every one of our outstanding participants. It's now time to announce our first place winner. She'll be receiving $1,000, a swag bag, a telescope, and a certificate. Now, without further ado, the winner of the 2026 Math and AI for Girls competition is Jelena Dong, an 8th grader from Georgia. Jelena is an 8th grader whose passion for mathematics, STEM, and service stood out strongly in her application. She has been doing competition math since 4th grade and has earned many impressive achievements, including AMC 10 Distinguished Honor Roll, 2-time Amy qualification, Math Counts Nationals qualification as the Georgia State Champion, and 3 perfect scores on Math Kangaroo. She's also competed in BMT, SMT, HMT, and ARML. Beyond math, she participates in orchestra, rocketry, and satellite team, and enjoys swimming, volleyball, reading, crocheting, and solving puzzles, especially jigsaw puzzles and Sudoku. We were especially impressed by her intellectual curiosity, creative problem solving, and dedication to making a positive impact through STEM, particularly her interest in addressing water pollution. Her volunteer work and community involvement further showed her initiative, leadership, and commitment to helping others. Congratulations, Jelena, so well deserved.
Congratulations to all the contestants. Now that we are wrapping up our competition and award ceremony, we would love to extend a special thanks to our guest speakers, Vicki Salzman and Rachel Thomas, as well as our organizers and judges, the Math and AI for Girls team members, who volunteered their time throughout the entire season. This competition and ceremony could not have happened without them. Additionally, a huge thanks to our sponsors, Pearl Nye from Jane Street, Michael Ma from Hudson River Trading, Joseph Lamb, Selena Vasquez, and Mary Vega Valencia from Automation Anywhere, Rachel Minator from Wolfram Alpha, and Patrick Ashman from AOPS. And additional thanks to the Math and AI for Girls board, including Natalie, Chimay Goyle, and Maggie Bai, as well as Wendy Chung. We'd also like to thank all of you for coming. You all have amazing potential, and we can't wait to see all the wonderful things you accomplish in the future. As we wrap up our award ceremony, if you have any suggestions, feedback, or questions about the competition or the ceremony, you can reach out to us at our email, mathandai4girls@yahoo.com, or visit our website for more information. You are also welcome to join our newsletter and our Discord. The newsletter link is on our website, and the Discord link will be posted in the chat. This presentation and recording will soon be posted on our Math and AI for Girls website if you would like to look back on it. Thank you so much for coming and for inspiring all of us at Math and AI for Girls. We hope you join us again next year if you can. Thank you again.